I'm Laura and welcome back to my channel. Today I have another Get Ready With Me to share with you. I kind of picked random base products because I'm actually in the middle of filming my overview of my base products. So what's normally in here is kind of, I just grabbed whatever. I just grabbed the first things that came to hand. So I'm gonna have a little bit of fun today. Mix and match products that I haven't put together before. So I'm starting with the Hydra Matte Primer from Revolution Pro. And today I wanted to talk about going on a bit of a no-buy. No, not a no-buy. A low-buy. A low-buy. Well, I am very aware of the amount of products I've brought in over this particular year, and I am aware of the amount of products I brought in last year as well. My biggest issue is I stress shop. Like I want things, I wish list things. My biggest trigger is stress. So when I get to that breaking point of stress, I buy all the things. Yeah. Apologies if you can hear that. That's a child with a hot chocolate. My children are strange. They drink hot chocolates with straws. They don't have chocolate milk, but they'll have hot chocolate, wait till it gets cold, and then drink it with a straw. Me no. I'm gonna go in with the Naked Skin from Urban Decay in the shade 0.5. And I know I'm pretty sure they don't make this anymore. So this is definitely on my use up list for next year. Oh, golly. I can't remember if it's meant to be like that or not. But we'll go with it and see what happens. It's been sitting for a while, so it may have separated a little bit and I just haven't shaken it together properly. But yeah, so I'm very aware of the amount of product I've taken in over the last 24 months-ish. And then you've more than likely seen my inventory video. Looking at those numbers, again, makes you hyper aware of what is already in existence. And then filming overview videos, actually physically touching things and laying them out, as I've said before, the act of physically touching everything I own has more of an impact on me than looking at inventory numbers ever will, basically. The act of physically touching things and laying them out and holding them in my hand is far more impactful than looking at a number written on a page. So I've decided to go on a bit of a low buy. Now we all know I can't do no buys. No buys are never going to be a thing that I'm going to be able to be capable of doing. Like I can quite happily go periods of time without buying things, but to go on an enforced no buy, I just can't. It's not for me. It makes me really unhappy, and it's not worth making myself that unhappy for, to be honest. My ultimate goal with my collection is I want to get into a place where I am using up more than I'm bringing in. So my thought process with the low buy is point system. Now a lot of people I've seen do beauty banks. Like they'll start with I only want to bring in this number, and like they'll start with an amount of credits. Like maybe they'll say they're only allowed to buy 2 things a month, so they'll start with 24 credits, and then as they use up, they accrue new credits. And I've seen that get out of hand quite quickly, and I've experienced it myself. Last year I did try the beauty bank and allow myself to buy 5 products. You know, I allowed myself to have 5 points to buy products. I was allowed to carry them over, but I wasn't allowed to take them from future months. And by August, it just didn't work. Because it just doesn't fit in with how I like to purchase things. Yeah, this foundation's actually not half bad. I could have sworn I remember this being very sheer and light coverage and all that jazz, but it's actually not bad. Kind of reminds me of like the Touche Eclat foundation. Hell, that was happy. That's nice. I think I'll look forward to using this up next year. I'm gonna squeeze that into a project pan somewhere. I'm gonna go in with some concealer. This is the Conceal and Hydrate in C1 from Revolution. So I'm not allowing myself to start off with a beauty bag or anything like that. I will accrue points as I use things up, and that's the way I want to do it. I want to work for it. And rather than it being a 1 in, 1 out, because I do have a very large collection. If you haven't seen the inventory video, link in the info box. That's just last year's figures. I haven't gotten around to totaling up this year's figures yet. So I want to actually make a bit of a dent in my collection before I start bringing new things in. So I've kind of devised a sort of 5 out, 1 in policy. So use up 5 products and I get a point to purchase a new product. Oh my God, it's everywhere. So I'm going in with my Clarins mineral powder. This is something else that I want to try and get used up over the next year. It's a massive jar, but once I start eating through powder, it doesn't take me long to go through it. Yeah, so there's I'm planning on a 5 out, 1 in policy point system, but to make things a little bit more interesting, a little bit more rewarding, I'm gonna add some bonus points in there too. For example, if I use up 10 items within the same category, I'll get a bonus point. If I clear out a category, I get a bonus point. For example, if I had 10 cream blushes and I used up all 10 cream blushes, I would get a point for each set of 5 cream blushes. I get a point for using up 10 and a point for clearing out category. So I'd use up 10 products, but I'd be allowed to purchase 4. It's just a little bit of an incentive. Bonus points for extra hard work, especially for working on like problem categories, which isn't necessarily cream blush, but if I were to use up 10 or 20 lipsticks, I think that deserves rewarding. So there is my powder on. I'm just going to use the same colour face products as I used last time because that's what's in here. I haven't changed them out yet. So I'm going in with the Primark Spotlight Highlight. I also want to amalgamate certain categories just to, again, boost encouragement in those areas. For example, in my inventory, I count a total shadow pans. So that encapsulates all single shadows, shadow singles, and shadows in pre-made palettes. I counted all the individual pans. For the sake of this project, I will also be including loose shadows in there because the chances of me using up 5 loose shadows or even 10 loose shadows is very, very minimal. So I'm going to include loose shadows in, like each pot of loose shadow will count as a pan. It'll be an honorary pan of shadow for the year. Because I do have a lot of mini size Bare Minerals shadows that are, I think they've got like a 1/4 gram or a 1/2 gram in them. So I want to try and work on using those up. I'm going to go in with my NYX Matte Bronzer. I don't think I mentioned last time, this is just in the shade Light. I don't even know if NYX makes this anymore because they've like discontinued so much lately. But the other reason that I'm amalgamating all of them into pans is because I want to start tackling my single shadows, yes, but I also want to start tackling my small palettes, like my duos, trios, quads, quints, that kind of thing. So if I use up like 5 cream shadows in 5 different palettes, I want that to count towards the 10 in a category goal. So like if I used up 5 cream shadows in five beigey cream shadows in 5 different palettes, and then I used up like 3 shadow singles, and then 2 loose shadows, that would count towards getting that bonus 10 product point. Yeah. But I also wanted to have an extra special set of bonus points for that. And again, to encourage me to work on using up my smaller palettes, duos, trios, quads. For each palette that I use up in the year, I get a bonus point. So if I use up 5 duos, I'll get 5 points for finishing each palette, but then I'll get the point for each 5 and a bonus point for finishing 10. So I'd have finished 10 shadows. I use duos just to make the maths simple. So I'd use up 10 pans of eyeshadow. So I'd get the point for each 5 pans. I'd get a point for finishing up 10 in a category, and then I'd get the points for each palette finish. So I'd get 5 points. So I'd finish 10 eyeshadows, but I'd get 9 points? No. I'd get 8 points. Yes. I'd finish 10 eyeshadows, but I'd get 8 points. Which I know sounds like a bit of a cop-out, but let's be real here. What are the chances of me actually finishing 5 palettes in a year? Let me have my little fantasy goal to work towards. It's just a little extra bonus incentive there, just to help encourage me along. Right, and the setting spray I pulled out was my Mark Magic, which I don't know if they make this anymore. Oh, it smells very alcohol-y. So I'm just gonna go and do brows really quickly, just the same products as before. My Elf Wax Stick and my Avon Brunette. Okay, I think next time I use this setting spray, I'm going to have to use way less product, because it is like doused my face. And it doesn't seem to be drying. Oh dear, oh dear. So those are my plans for the low buy. Of course, I'll be like project planning along the way, but I'll be keeping a nice little tally of my wish list products, and I'm going to be very conscientious of the products that I purchase. I will have a wish list video coming up soon-ish, because even though I have purchased a lot of makeup fairly recently, there are other products that I have an interest in, and I want to share those with you and discuss those with you, and you know, give you an insight of what I will be working towards, putting my points towards next year. I will be doing an official like kickoff video for this low buy. I'm just kind of sharing my thought process here, because I know not everybody likes to watch Get Ready With Me's. They can be a bit rambly, and mine also tend to be a bit jittery with all the interruptions. So yeah, I will have like an official sit down talky talk video breaking down and confirming all of my like rules and stuff. But I can't see myself changing them all too much. I pulled out the Mauves palette from Juvia's place. It was just sitting on my desk, and I was like, oh, I haven't used that in a couple of months. Let's use that guy. It's so pretty. But also in like the process of like getting things ready to film my collection overviews, is kind of given me a bit more insight of where some of my products are sitting. I was thinking that I didn't have an awful lot of partially used or close to finished products, but I actually have more than I thought I did, particularly when it comes to like foundations, because especially when you're talking about full coverage foundations, they can take a little while to settle in the bottle. So products that I may have thought hadn't had much use on them actually kind of do. So I can see myself using a fair bit of product next year, especially my my actual makeup usage has greatly increased, and I'm hoping that will continue into the new year. So I have kind of like a use up goal as well. I have like a minimum goal. My minimum goal is 50 products. That is my minimum that I want to use up next year. I want to use up 50 products. My conservative goal is 100. My stretch goal is 150, and my aggressive goal is 200. And the only reason I'm even contemplating such an aggressive goal is because I want to go hard on my eyeshadows, and I want to use up lots of eyeshadow and lip liner and eyeliner and things like, I was about to say things are fast to go through, but I know eyeshadows aren't fast to go through, but eyeliners and lip liners can be if you focus on them. So that is my goal. I'm hoping that I'm in focus right now, because I was editing my last Get Ready With Me and I was not in focus for a good chunk of it, which I'm very sorry for. Like my shadow pencil, like there's not much left of this guy left. Because I've just been so diligent with using it. So if I'm just focused on actually using my products next year, and I'll have no problem getting things used up. So I'll be able to have the accomplishment of using things up, whilst also having the joy of bringing in newer things. I really do enjoy this palette. It's so nice. It's such a nice look. I'm beginning to very much dislike this. It's made my skin feel so tight. It's like I've sprayed my face with hairspray. Although that might be a good thing for work, I suppose. Like, bulletproof my makeup, maybe. We'll see how it wears throughout the day, I suppose. I'm going in with a brown sugar eyeliner from Avon. I also threw on some mascara using the High Impact from Clinique again. And it's starting to feel a bitty dry. So I don't know if I'll have much longer with that guy. I throw on my lip liner, Nude from number 7. And I'm going to use a liquid lipstick today. This is Lip Lingerie in Seduction. So I've just popped Seduction around the outer rim. Just again to sort of emphasise my sort of overdrawn lipness, and then I'm going to go over with the Guerlain in the middle. Ugh, I love a lip combo. That's how I used to go through so many lip products before. I used to do lip combos all the time. I love a good lip combo. I'm glad they're starting to come back. And there we have my finished look for the day using the Juvia's Place, the Mauves, however you want to say it. I prefer Mauves personally. And those are my thoughts behind what I'm going to do for my low buy. As I said, I will have like an official sit down chatty chat video, sort of confirming everything for people that don't want to watch the get ready with me. So that will be coming up in a couple of weeks-ish, or probably near the end of the year. But my thoughts are out there. Let me know your opinions. As I say, I put in the bonus point system just as a little added incentive. But the main point is the 5 out, 1 in policy. So we'll see how it goes and see how much I can move out next year. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will try and link everything in the info box that I've used today. Some of that will be affiliated if you click my links. Thank you so much for supporting my channel, but as always, it's not necessary. Don't ever feel obligated to, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.